There are many ways to train attention. I've shared a few techniques in previous videos, limiting focus to sensations in a small triangular area, using words to guide attention, and focusing on the out-breath. If you'd like to learn more techniques and the science that informs them, please be sure to subscribe. The following technique aids in concentration. It's very simple. We simply count each breath from 1 to 10. To review, when we meditate, we cycle through intervals. We may be focused, the mind may wander. We recognize the mind has wandered. We choose to let go of the distraction and we reorient attention back to the breath. This may occur many times during a single sitting. When practiced correctly, we reinforce the neural networks that promote cognitive control and attentional regulation. When we realize the mind has wandered and intentionally choose to let go, the anterior cingulate cortex is one of the nodes involved in this process. The anterior cingulate cortex, or ACC, connects to both the hippocampus and amygdala, which modulate emotion. It also connects to the cognitive prefrontal cortex. The ACC seems to play a role in the integration of neuronal circuitry for affect regulation. Affect regulation refers to our ability to regulate and manage strong emotions. The ACC mediates between the reasoning part of the brain and the emotional centers, and we can strengthen this ability to regulate our emotions top-down by counting. Counting is a cognitive function. Although it seems elementary, it takes young children several years to perform this seemingly simple task. There are many concepts and algorithms children must learn before they can count to 10, from classifying, categorizing, and creating groups to memorizing the counting sequence. They must understand the concept of cardinality or value, synchrony, one-to-one correspondence, and conservation of numbers. By counting, we recruit the logical or thinking part of the brain, which helps regulate the emotions top-down. Intuitively, we know this. What do teachers and parents of young children tell them when they're about to implode, like my daughter was when I took this photo? Take a few deep breaths and count to 10. The better advice would be to take slow, deep inhalations and long exhalations, as we count over and over from 1 to 10 until we return to balance. Even better would be to train when we're calm and attentive, before we're triggered. It's like learning how to swim. We don't teach children how to swim by throwing them into the deep end. We start in the shallow end. We can apply the same logic to emotional regulation. In this meditation, we count in cycles of 1 to 10 over and over for the duration of the practice. The object of focus is the breath. A breath comes in, you think 1. It goes out, think 1. Another breath comes in, think 2. It goes out, think 2. In, 3, out, 3. Like this until we get to 10. Then we begin again at 1. We use counting to improve attention and awareness. It's not elegant or spiritual, but very matter-of-fact. By attention, I mean that faculty of mind which holds focus. By awareness, I mean that faculty of mind which is aware of the quality of the hold. You may notice, for example, that the mind is wandering or steady, alert or dull, quiet or busy, irritated or equanimous, even as you're counting. You may be aware of thoughts in the background, but the counting proceeds as we keep attention on the breath. You may find it difficult to maintain the count. Attention may be flighty. This is normal. We call it the default setting of mind. So don't be troubled if the mind wanders. Avoid self-criticism. When we indulge in criticism, judgment, pity, or any other narrative, we strengthen the default mode network, which keeps us ruminating, thinking, wandering. If judgment or criticism arise, simply note it and let go. We don't fight or resist. We allow the emotions to flow. So let's begin. Find a quiet location where you will not be disturbed and assume a comfortable but alert posture. By simply taking your seat and listening to this or any guided meditation, you benefit. By exploring your mind, you encourage the qualities of openness and curiosity that brought you here. As you practice, you cultivate awareness, discipline, and concentration, among other positive qualities. So we begin by acknowledging these benefits. Now take a few moments to simply be. Notice whatever is being experienced in the moment, without trying to do anything about it. Continue like this a little while, allowing yourself to settle down. Acknowledge and register your experience moment by moment, even if it is unwanted or unpleasant. Even if you don't want to sit here, for example, be aware of that energy. To induce the relaxation response, take a few deep diaphragmatic breaths. It feels good to relax. It's empowering to have a technique that we can use to bring the body and mind back to its natural resting state. Listen to what feels comfortable for you. Now bring the attention to the breath as it comes in and out of the nose. Give yourself the space to enter into the breath, slowly allowing the breath to come to its own rhythm without trying to control it in any way. As you inhale, think one. Let yourself become absorbed in the sensations of the breath flowing in. As you exhale, think one. Another breath comes in, think two. The breath goes out, think two. Focus on the physical sensations of the breath. Another breath comes in, think three. It goes out, think three. Really notice the qualities of the in and out breaths. Another breath comes in, four, goes out, four. The breath comes in, the breath goes out. Count each inhalation and exhalation. Continue like this until you get to 10. Then begin again at 1. Practice like this on your own for the next several minutes. If your mind wanders, just come back to experiencing the physical sensations of the breath and begin counting again. Bring as much patience into the process as possible. It's normal for a lot of thoughts to arise, and from time to time, you'll completely forget you're supposed to be following your breath. Distraction is a normal part of the meditation process. It's okay. Keep returning to the breath and start again at 1 if you've lost count. As this practice comes to an end, reflect on your experience. Was the mind alert or dull, focused or wandering? Was the attentional hold effortless or effortful? Was the body tense or relaxed? Were you aware of any patterns of criticism, judgment, or frustration? This is normal. Were you able to let go, or did you get swept away? Were you open to the experience or rejecting? Was your attitude playful or serious? No judgment. We're just aware. Now we take this awareness with us as we continue with our day.